All right, I want to just provide a morsel of college football here, and everybody can participate. If this turns into something cool and if nobody gives a rip, well, we move on to football today. Here's my question. I'm seeing a lot of these lists around about breakout stars for college football, and then more specifically, you read Big Ten literature, Michigan and Michigan State. No rivalry discussion. I'm not interested in just leave the rest out. Connor Stalions, the rest. I don't want to hear it. I want to just ask this question. If I asked you, because I have two names that were offered in one of these lists. If I asked you for a breakout star from each team, who would it be? And obviously, you're a Michigan guy. David's a Michigan guy. Kenny's an SEC honk. I don't know what his answer would be. And I'm a retired Spartan. But who, if I asked you, start with Michigan. If I said, who is the breakout star of the 2025 Michigan Wolverines, what would your answer be? As a season ticket holder.
Well, the obvious answer is Underwood, but I'm not going to say him because nobody knows. Nobody's seen him throw the football yet.
I can tell you the name on this list was not Bryce Underwood.
Okay. I'm going to say Marlon Klein, the tight end.
You have the right position, but the wrong name.
You just stole mine. That was going to be my guess as well.
Wow.
The name that was mentioned was this Hanson Hooker kid.
He played at the end of last year when Loveland got hurt.
That's the kid I've seen on a couple of lists.
Mm-hmm.
And again, basketball background, super athletic kid. Michigan has turned into tight end university, right? They're putting tight ends into the pros, or at a minimum, having production out of that position. This is allegedly the next, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, for Michigan State, who would be the breakout star?
Oh, God.
Because I can offer you a sizzling hot take. Sizzling. And thank God Rico's not here because we don't need a receipt segment.
Oh, I know.
But if you wanted a sizzler.
Malik Spencer.
Not the player that I've seen on a list, nor who my selection would be.
Okay. Because I thought Jordan Hall wouldn't even be breakout because he was so good his freshman year.
But he took a step back last year.
Yeah, I know.
You could say it.
Okay.
Listen, the whole team sucked last year. So, David, do you have a guess?
No, not even
you don't
close.
Concern yourself with those things. The name on the list is an interesting one, and I think it's a bit nerdy, but it would be Stanton Ramiel, their left tackle. Kid they got from the South, 6'7", 320, blew his knee out to start his career, rehabbed it, played, now 2 years out from that. The idea of, hey, it's year 3. This is what I said the other day when, forgive me, is it Babalola or whatever the hell the kid's name is? When he got hurt, I said, look, you feel for the kid, but like any of you people pining that a freshman left tackle got hurt, he was going to start. Well, if he was going to start, it means your line's not good.
Right. The word I heard, he was in the mix.
That's fine. Yeah. The point I'm making to you is year 3 is really what it takes unless you are a once-in-a-generation tackle prospect. But Stanton Ramiel. But let me offer you the sizzler. Can I offer you a bold take without fear of reprisal? This is nothing I would wager on, but it's an inkling. Are you prepared?
I'm prepared.
Breakout star, not just Aiden Childs, but that Aiden Childs will lead the Big Ten in passing.
Well, if their running game is as pathetic as it's been lately, he will be throwing the football a lot.
The O-line is better.
And
they hit the portal and added the one thing they just didn't have in that receiving core, not named Nick Marsh, was speed. The verticality of the way Oregon State used to play, the Silas Boldens of the world, the kid who ended up at Texas. Is that an insane – and again, I don't know that it'll net them more than 7 wins, whatever.
No.
But would it be crazy to suggest that is the type of breakout they could have?
No, it's not crazy.
It's bold.
You're right. I certainly wouldn't bet on it. I think you could actually couple that with here's an interesting parlay. Aiden Childs leads the Big Ten in passing yardage and interceptions.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
Look, that's the growing. See, this is the problem. I always laugh because you add Wolverines mock Aiden Childs, but then when you bring up, okay, well, you're starting a freshman QB this year.
Right.
That same learning curve that MSU struggled through, Why is Underwood so different? Remember, Quinn
Childs actually played some college football.
he played one series in the second quarter of every game when Oregon State had DJ Uyunglele, or whatever the hell his name is, DJU. The point I'm making is the learning curve was last year. Mm-hmm. If the talent around him is better, if he's 75% of what some people say he is, I just thought it was an interesting, sizzling take. And again, I have no idea. Underwood might be a revelation. He might be just the latest 5-star kid to woefully struggle. I have no idea. He's fascinating to watch, and I can't wait to do so.
Right.
But I just wanted to offer that breakout star idea and just see how badly I got made fun of by you.
No, I'm not going to make fun of you because it's possible. Because Childs showed at times brilliance.
Major skill.
He just...
the problem?
Between the ears sometimes.
Yeah, but he had to do it all by himself.
Yes.
That's the problem. The team had Stugotz.
I mean, all we heard about how good this tight end with Velling was going to be, and he didn't. A lot of it was injury related. I understand
partially,
that.
but they never connected. Yeah. It just wasn't.
I know
they didn't look at Oregon State. I think he had 8 touchdowns his last year up there.
You know who I thought you were going to say is the breakout, and I can't remember his name.
Sure.
Because
give me a clue. This is like Who Am I? A preview.
Well, no, it's not a clue. It was stuff I was reading about the guy. I just couldn't. I didn't remember his name.
Let me see if he's one of the 25 Spartans I can name.
One of the defensive lineman transfer from Air Force.
Okay, I guessed this last week. This David Santiago.
Something like that. Yeah.
I'll believe it when I see it.
They gave Santiago the code red.
Right. Yeah. Listen, I'll believe it when I see it. I have no idea. But now, what's interesting is I looked over a couple of times. Kenny was snoring. He doesn't care. But, David, you were nodding, and I don't know if it was in a mocking way or if you're like, you know what, this is not bad.
It's because I was going to say something about Childs, and then Stoney, you kind of leaned into it, that he could possibly lead in passing yards and interceptions. Because you also said...
This is going to result in me losing my sanity.
It's because he also said, okay, well, if they don't have a running game, you see them passing all the time.
Right.
Problem with that I have is that if you have no running game, they know what you're going to do. While he probably will get the yards because of it, that effectively won't help the team if you have no run game. But, we'll see what this left tackle looks like. We'll see what the line looks like overall.
Look, this is the fastest receiver core they've had in a decade. Fastest. You talk to anybody up there, It's not, and again, if you go back and look at some of these small college kids they got, the one thing you can't deny on screen is speed.
Correct.
They didn't have any speed. Nick Marsh, and then it was a collection of like Stoney running around out there.
Well, I was going to say,
guys, I'm open. But like,
even outside of the speed, they had nothing. It was Marsh and
David. I watched the games. I'm aware it was
empty.
Pretty bad. Thank you. Also, okay. So let me ask this question because,
Yes.
I want to run this by Stoney because I did this with Rico, and naturally he didn't say I was out of order. I want to know: am I unreasonable with what I need for Michigan State football? That it's just this simple. I don't believe you get 3 years anymore. Jonathan Smith, you either show massive improvement this year or you shouldn't be there.
Okay, what are you just going by wins and losses for your massive improvement?
I'm going to give you a number they need to hit.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a caveat. Okay. You tell me if I am Mike from age 25 or a more, as a married man, a more nuanced radio commentator and Spartan fan. I said, in order for me to want Jonathan Smith to be there in 2026, 8-4, and I need a signature win, just like he did in his second year at Oregon State when they beat number 9 Oregon. I need you to beat someone I care about, not Milk Carton University, someone, whether it's going out to L.A. and beating USC, whether it's beating Michigan, whether it, whatever. The only game on their schedule I know there's a 0% chance of winning is Penn State. Penn State is just absolutely loaded for bear.
Correct.
I'm not going to put Michigan on a pedestal. I'm not going to put Indiana on a pedestal. Beat someone that we care about.
So they have to go 8-4 with
a signature win. Otherwise, what's the point?
The point is if he goes 7-5.
I knew he would do this.
Hold on.
I knew you would do this.
If he goes 6-6, 7-5, and beats Michigan, I don't think he deserves to be fired, especially if you see improvement from the aforementioned Childs. You have a young offensive line, correct? If you see, to me, and I'm guilty of this too, but as I've gotten more, I want to say nuanced, mature.
As a married
man, if you see progression, not just wins. Oh, look, Michigan's a perfect example. Well, Rich Rod went from 3 wins to 5 to 7. No, they got blown out of games and stuff. No, their offense was better, but their defense still blew. It was time, okay? Okay, but if Jonathan Smith goes and makes significant amount of wins from 4, what did they win last year? 4? 5 to 7, and
that's not enough.
But you can see with your eyes.
Why are you yelling at me?
Because I think you need to be yelled at.
What's happening right now?
And if Marsh looks great and he's coming back for another year, he's not hitting the portal, and you can see that they're getting better over time. You have to give it one more year.
Here's my rebuttal to that.
Okay.
That's old school thinking. And
well,
you used to be right. No, but Mike, portal, NIL, roster turnover. I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
No, I want to know from the people, though. Like, look, you think I'm being unreasonable. That's okay.
Yeah.
Ticket text, rifle them in. But I don't see, and again, I want to be very clear. 8 wins is nothing to celebrate.
I understand.
8 wins just means you get out of bed in the morning.
It means it's just another game you get to bet on in the bowl game.
If you're betting bowl games, I wish you Godspeed.
Hey, cash the ticket.
Yeah, except I tell Cookies, this is a terrible idea. I don't like what you're doing.
I know.
The bowl games are chaos.
I understand.
But I truly don't think, like, unreasonable to me, if you flip the coin, is Michigan fans expecting 10 wins, expecting Underwood to be the best QB in the Big Ten.
That's absurd.
But no. But that's the vast majority of Michigan fans. They are expecting things that I think are unreasonable and, frankly, unfair to Bryce Underwood.
Yeah,
as a Spartan fan, how is year 2? Like next year, if you expect Underwood to be a top 3 QB in the conference, yes. You expect Michigan to win 10 games, yes. But it's year 1.
Right.
For me, with Childs and everything else, I'm asking for 8. You can lose to 4 of the 5 best teams you play. I'm not asking anything. Look at that schedule.
I know.
I don't know. David, you let the ticket texters decide how unreasonable I am. We'll get to a football today.
I just think you'll be more at peace with yourself as you become less emotional if you lower your expectations.
There's no emotion. I don't even like this sport anymore. I have such disdain for my own university. Listen to me. If I didn't do this for a living, I would never watch again. I'm done. It's over. Okay? I am Latte Larry, and they are Mocha Joe.
This is not the same little guy
I know.
growing up in upstate New York who fell in love with the little white thing on the green helmet.
That guy's dead. He's been gone a while. The white helmets are okay, but I like the Gruff Sparty ones.